everything is part of something bigger. That's why you should ask yourself, why did this thing trigger me so much? What did it remind me of that I don't want to think about? So I yell at this person for not understanding my sensitivity. Well, I can't expect you to understand mine if you don't know what I struggle with, even though I've told you, and I keep telling you, whether or not you even asked. But that's because I can say what I want on my channel because it's my art. Everything is a little thing contributing to a bigger thing. That's why it's silly to get so caught up in this petty stuff. So many tiny dots. I get sick thinking about all of them. But there are some that could kill me. And there was no evidence that not only I, but everyone around me could not help but see. Even the ones that were skeptical at first, then they became convinced that my condition was only fixing to get way worse if I kept going at it the way that I was. So I quit drinking. I'll need to keep proving the same old thing to myself. I already know. And pressure ain't a thing, 'cause I tend to do the opposite of everyone I know. So dude, so many comics tonight were completely trashed. Okay, there were a bunch of women. So, okay, I have to address this. A fan of mine told me recently that I should drink in order to take the edge off doing stand-up comedy, which is the stupidest thing they could have possibly said to me. If you see me drink, you'd understand why. And the people that have seen me drink would have smacked the shit out of you. So you're lucky that we can't do that with AI just yet, okay? But I'm sure in the not too distant future there will be a way to punch somebody straight through that phone. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe I would get a smartphone just so I could do that. But anyway, there were so many examples of why that's a bad idea. Like, so many other examples of other women just getting up on stage and being obscenely drunk and talking about daddy issues and sex, okay? And I have no idea what the fuck I would talk about. I mean, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about anyway, but I feel like it'd be so much worse if I was intoxicated because, well, I'd probably just get up there and cry. Really. I'd get up there and cry. And then the cops would get called because I would threaten to kill somebody. So, yeah. relapsed. This was like, about 16 years ago. So I'd been sober for about 3 years, and I relapsed the day before I would have had 3 years of sobriety. And it was really, really bad. And there were a bunch of people that, they didn't understand. They thought that I was exaggerating. Like, this person clearly thinks I'm exaggerating because I've spent a lot of time in 12-step rooms, and I get that. Because I think that it is very culty, and a lot of people can become convinced of things that aren't true to fit in with the group and all that. I guarantee you that's not the reason. I really don't fit in with them. Like, there's a lot of things that they say in there that I agree with because it's a spiritual program. That's really why I like it so much. It's not because I like the people. Truth be told, I really can't stand most people. I mean, it's the same thing with comedy. I appreciate comedy. I appreciate what comedy has to offer. Do I like comics? No, for the most part, not at all. Most of them are narcissists, okay? A lot of people I've met in AA are narcissists. A lot of my sponsors have been narcissists. There were women, but I mean, so many narcissists. Because it's a place where you could just go in and like obsess about one particular part of yourself and talk, but there's a lot of wisdom in there. That's why I go. And I remembered it, when I wasn't going. And I think it's valuable. But yeah, like, anyway, rewind, 2010, the year that I barely remember, because I was like in and out of a blackout the entire year. I had alcohol withdrawals. But it's like, when you've seen yourself repeat the same failed experiment over and over and over again in different time periods, and it really doesn't matter like what you're feeling at the time. Like, you could be sad, you could be happy, you could be bored, you could be whatever, and it's like the same shit keeps happening. Like, I can count on one hand the amount of times that I drank and didn't fuck shit up. And so it's like, it's really more of a case of like logic. It's not just like, oh, I'm an alcoholic, I can't handle it. It's like, logically, I'm better off if I just avoid that sort of activity. I mean, most people are. But at the same time, like, I can understand why they wouldn't want to, because drinking's fun, And if I could handle it, that's all I would be handling. In fact, it would be a handle in my hand right now, driving around, okay? Now, I've only driven drunk one time. One time. I've driven tipsy twice, but I don't really think that counts. And, there are plenty of people that drive drunk all the time. But some people really suck at it. Like my coworker, I'm pretty sure he's on parole now because he just got his 4th DUI. There's a guy I met in AA that has 7 DUIs. That's crazy to me. That's absolutely crazy. To keep making the same mistake that many times and go to court for the same exact thing, like, that's insane. I never got in trouble like that. I just woke up and pissed, like I said on stage.